We've got a lot to cover in today's video. Gearbox CEO Randy Pitchford is teasing Borderlands 3 really hardcore on Twitter. I think we all know this game is coming. Actually, it's been confirmed, but we haven't seen anything of the game. Pitchford might be hinting that we'll hear about the game very soon. And considering the Video Game Awards are going to be held in just a couple of days, who knows, maybe this is a game that can make a presence. The game in a studio that won't be making their presence felt at the Game Awards is Rocksteady. They confirmed that over on Twitter, and I do want to take a look at the tweet. And they said something pretty interesting in regards to their next game. Speaking of the Game Awards, one game that is being heavily rumored is Mortal Kombat 11, and a 4chan leak is pointing to a lot of information about MK11, and I do want to take a look at that. Also, 20th Century Fox recently trademarked a new Aliens title, but they are also trademarking a new Avatar game in Avatar Pandora Rising. That's been something that's been hinted at for quite a while, but we haven't had any official information on it yet, but maybe we'll hear about that very soon as well. First, one of the franchises that's been notably absent this generation is Borderlands. I know we got the Borderlands Handsome Collection. I know Borderlands is making the transition to PlayStation VR. I know we got Tales from the Borderlands, but I'm talking about a new traditional Borderlands experience, and that being, of course, Borderlands 3. We know that Gearbox is hard at work on it, and Randy Pitchford, CEO of Gearbox, put out some pretty interesting tweets. I think he's just teasing gamers all around, but let me go through his tweets. Quote, "My to-do list today has just 3 things on it, but I also have 3 meetings scheduled before 3 p.m. Is the universe telling me something? Fun fact, today is day number 334, number of days that have elapsed in the year. Yesterday was 333. It is really interesting how human minds take so much meaning in arbitrary numbering systems and coincidence. People will lose their minds when the calendar flips to year 3000. And then he ended the series of tweets by saying, "Feels like E3 all over again." I think with the continual use of the number 3, that definitely points towards something like Borderlands 3. I know that's something so many of us want. Hopefully it still hits this generation. I imagine that it's been in development for quite a while, but I also do imagine that this game is pretty far along, and when they do announce the game, we're gonna get a big gameplay reveal, and the release date shouldn't be all too far off. Back during a 2K financial call earlier this year, they did say that Borderlands 3 would release sometime between spring 2019 and early 2020. I think 2019 is seemingly the likely release window for Borderlands 3, but I'm really eager to play the game. I loved Borderlands 1, loved Borderlands 2. I have always recommended the Handsome Collection for those of you guys that have never experienced Borderlands, and they're just a great set of games, and come the Game Awards, maybe this is another game we'll see at the big show. But moving on from that, and as I mentioned at the top, Rocksteady won't be making their presence felt at the Game Awards because Sefton Hill, game director and co-founder of Rocksteady Games, tweeted out this. Quote, "Looking forward to the Game Awards this year. We're still hard at work in our development bunker, so don't expect an announcement from Rocksteady Games. When it's ready to show, you'll be the first to know. Spoiler, it's not Superman." Now, you can take this one of 2 ways. You can take Sefton Hill word for word, or you could just see this as complete smokescreen, and then they show up to Game Awards and they announce a Superman game. I don't think it's the latter. I really think Rocksteady have been honest with gamers, and they've constantly reiterated, hey, we'll show you the game when it's ready, and it seems like a lot of other people have just continued to manufacture rumors about the game, and Rocksteady has really just stayed quiet. We know that they've been working on a game for quite a while. Arkham Knight released all the way back in 2015. It's been 3.5 years since we've really seen anything from them outside of like Batman Arkham VR, and we definitely know that the entirety of Rocksteady was not working on that title. Their new title is probably pretty far along, just like Borderlands 3, and when we do see it, I imagine that a release date is not too far off. If you remember, when they announced Arkham Knight, they announced the game, they revealed it, they attached a release window to it, and then they ended up delaying the game for nearly a year. So my speculation leads me to believe that they're working on this game. They want it to be as far along as possible, almost ready to be released, and then they'll announce the game. I really think that's the right way to go about announcing a game. Look at what Bethesda did with Fallout 4 when Fallout was at its peak. They announced Fallout 4 and then it released soon thereafter. I think Rocksteady is going to try to do something similar, but that's just, again, speculation on my part. What we do know, Sefton Hill is saying that Rocksteady won't be at the Game Awards. However, a game that's been heavily rumored for the Game Awards is Mortal Kombat 11, and there seems to have been a gigantic leak over at 4chan. I don't want to go through absolutely everything, but just to go over some of the key information, it does note that a reveal will happen at the Video Game Awards. It'll have a 4-year development cycle, 1 year of concept, and 3-year full development. Remember that the game's been in development, so after the game's announced, it's not like we're gonna have to wait 4 years, so relax. It also states that it has a proper adventure mode, a new version of Shaolin Monks type of gameplay. Pretty big deal. You can play and customize your character in this mode. Lots of items for customizable weapons. and etc. Also, boxes daily and buyable. I think that's gonna turn some people off, but hey, that seemed to be commonplace in gaming these days. Adventure mode is set to be 2-player co-op online or single, drop-in, drop-out. Story mode and adventure are different. Both are included. Story mode is normal NRS game style. And there's a bunch of other information. I'll leave a link to Gear Nuke in the description box down below where they've got a rundown of all of the information. There's even an image attached. Don't know how much credibility there is to this, but I do foresee a Mortal Kombat 11 announcement coming at the Video Game Awards. We had that leak by that Spanish voice actor, and now we're getting even more information rolling out from 4chan, and a lot of the times the 4chan leaks are on point. Moving on from that, we've been talking a lot about game trademarkings, and 20th Century Fox has trademarked another potential title in Avatar Pandora Rising. Remember that 20th Century Fox also trademarked Alien Blackout, and a new Avatar game is actually something that's been hinted at for quite a while. Back in February of 2017, Ubisoft announced that they had teamed up with Fox to bring some sort of Avatar experience of a AAA caliber. We've had Avatar games in the past, but they've been movie tie-ins, and the one I remember wasn't very good, so Ubisoft being at the helm of it, creating a AAA experience, that has a lot of potential. And I don't want to say that this is going to be yet another game announced at the Video Game Awards, but hey, the potential is there. Again, Jeff Keighley is saying north of 10 new games announced, so some of these games gotta fill that void. Avatar Pandora Rising could be something we see then. And that's gonna conclude this video. Again, it looks like we'll be hearing about Borderlands 3 very soon. I don't think Randy Pitchford would be teasing it this hardcore had some information not been in the works to be revealed. Sefton Hill, co-founder of Rocksteady Games, is saying that Rocksteady won't be at the Game Awards. Mortal Kombat 11 has a ton of info leaked. We'll see if that comes to fruition. Remember, an announcement for that is rumored to be held at the Game Awards. 20th Century Fox has trademarked Avatar Pandora Rising. Hopefully, it turns out to be a great Avatar title because I think that IP has a lot of potential. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.